Hello and welcome to another Yakuza 5 100% trophy guide video. In this video we're going to talk about hostess clubs. We're going to talk about Riku in this one. So I'm going to do a general overview, which I'm going to have on every video. So overall there's 5 hostesses, there's one for each town. So you've got Kiryu's town, Shinada's town, Sajima's town and Akiyama's town. Obviously Haruka doesn't have one, but the 5th one's in Kamurocho. But for the 5th one you need to specifically do the first 4 anyway. So what I'd recommend is doing them all at the end of the game pretty much, because they don't really add anything to your characters or anything like that. You don't really get much experience from, doing the dates and the cabaret stuff, so it's not particularly worth doing it early on. So if you do it later on, you'll have enough money as well to cover it. So for one of them you need 5 million in the bank, so you're going to need to do certain things for that, and you need it for the completion as well. So we'll start with Riku on this. Essentially, what I'd suggest is follow Cyricz's guide here, as always, but he's got a really good guide here on the talking points for all the hostesses separately. So I'll link each separate one in the description. Be sure to go and check that out. I'll explain kind of how it works, and hopefully you'll be able to follow along with that. Failing that, you can watch the video and just copy what I do, but there'll be a lot of sort of skipping. But yeah, like what I do is what I did throughout the thing, but there's so much more to it, and you don't have to spend much money if you don't want to. I was just at the end of the game throwing money at it to make it go quicker, so that was the best way for me. But yeah, we'll talk about Riku then. So Riku is Kiryu's hostess. She's a Hakata girl with a cheery attitude. So essentially, you visit her at the club, and what you want to do is, I think you can do it chapter 2 onwards, so pretty early on if you wanted to. So a lot of places around town have gossip. So if you like shop at certain places, if you eat at certain places, if you go and talk to people, you can get these gossip sort of things to talk about. So if you want to do them, you can do that. Just gives you an option of doing something when there's a sort of a break moment. So I'll explain the break moment. There's like a list comes up after like the first talking points, and you can like ask her on a date. You can order some food. You can order another drink. If you've got enough money, you can just throw money at like the food and the drink. It's pretty easy that way. If not, we can go on to plan B. But yeah, so the gossip would be in there, so you'd get like extra points for knowing gossip topics. So the reason I recommend Cyric's guide with this is because he separated it out into like literally every rank. So you've got introductions, which is the first time you go, then E rank, D rank, C rank, C to B rank, B rank, A rank, S rank. Essentially C to B rank, you get called on a date with Riku. So for every hostess from C to B rank, you're getting called on a date. And then A to S rank, there's like an event which will happen. So they're all separate for each character, so it'd be good to read Cyric's guide for events. So for C to B rank, Riku will call you on and ask you on a date. Meet her just north of the central crossroads. So like near Nagazu, Moden Street, and Suzukaki. I think they might be restaurants or street names. So the A to S rank, after maxing out the A rank with Riku, you'll get a call a minute later calling you to Shikuzengawa Street South. Head over to the little area where Kamiyama works and you'll find her and fight a bunch of guys. After that, you'll engage in a race We have to overtake the Subaru, follow that, and beat up more guys, including Subaru himself. So, there is loads of different topics. So, there's different topics for different things. So, essentially what you want to do is find out what she's talking about, for a start. And then you'll go to Cyricz's guide, and then you'll look at it. And in the introductions, let's just use this one for example. So she'll ask, what do you do for a living? And then you've got two options. You can say, that's a secret, or I'm a taxi driver. As you can see, on the next column, there is a 2 next to that's a secret, and there's a 3 next to I'm a taxi driver. So what'll happen is if you say that's a secret, you won't get any increase because the change column is blank. And then you'll go on to number 2, where she'll say, aren't you gonna tell me? And then you have the options of saying, does it really matter? I'm a taxi driver. And that'll send you to number 3. So you can either choose I'm a taxi driver straight away and get the increase, which is logical. And then you can click on, you'll go to 3 and then you'll click sure, and that'll send you to 4, and then you put either, you can put does that pay well, it's up as well. So anything with up, basically, you want to try and look down the columns and try and work out like which ones are going to give you the most ups. I think very rare moments where you can only have a down, but most of the time you can just talk your way through it. So you'll have those set. They'll be like the introductory topics of every single one at the top, the rank topics. So as soon as you hit a new rank, that'll be the topic that comes up. For each hostess, you have to max out the bar, not fully, but if you do max it out fully, it'll increase a little bit onto the next bar. You'll see what I mean when you do it. It's noticeable. It does help. But yeah. So normal topics. So after you've conversed a bit, she'll start throwing in maybe normal topics, sometimes flirty topics, or change the subject. So you can change the subject if you wanted to, or you can ask her a question. These are like free ways to get your points up, basically, to change the subject and ask a question. But you've got to go through the responses, and it's just the same throughout, basically. So the flirty topics, you'll notice when she says something, but like essentially just scroll through. If you're having trouble finding it, just scroll through like whatever she said last. Don't pick an option until you found exactly what you're looking for. Most of the times you can control F it if you're using a computer. You can control F it and that'll be that. But yeah, the simple guide for because it looks quite overwhelming, the spreadsheet system here. So you've got a response. You've got the change, which means up or down or flat to your satisfaction meter, we'll call it. And then next is the topic that we'll go on to next on the list. So sometimes you have to, have a blank. Sometimes you have an up. Sometimes I think you could be forced into a down once or twice, but it's not too much trouble. So if you want to do it cheaply, I would suggest doing changing the subject and ask a question whenever there's a break. And yeah, like it'll take longer. It'll take a lot longer, but what I did every time was just buy the fruit bowl, because it seemed to increase a fair amount for getting the fruit bowl. And if you have a load of money at the end, which generally you shouldn't have that much because you've got to do weapon modding and some other stuff, which costs, like the food and stuff, costs a lot of money. So you wanna be careful spending all your money there. If you are struggling for money, roulette with the zero jewel, or baccarat with the player piece or the banker's piece. Because baccarat you can pretty much double your money. I think you can spend 10,000 points each time. But yeah, it's you want to be careful not to spend all your money, especially the last one. Save 5 million for. But for this, you know, you've got a multitude of information here on Cyricz's guide. So be sure to use his guide for this specifically, because it's just, he's gone through so much detail on it. It's crazy. So big props to him for doing that. But yeah, if you want to watch the video, it'll keep playing. I'll stop talking. But yeah, the video will keep playing. If you're following that, you can just, you know, watch it, and hopefully you'll be able to follow it. If not, Cyric's guide in the description. Be sure to check it out. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace out.
そろそろお時間となりますが、かしこまりました。
桐生さん、今日はほん
いらっしゃいませ。
会いに来てくれた。なん頼む？え、本当で。
乾杯。
ねえ。
そうだ。
それでくさ。
なんだ。
さすがに。あのね。
そうか。
それが。
おお。
ゆかちゃんがね。
なるほど。
したらね。
ん？
それがね。二人が。
あ？
どうも。
なあ。ちょっと待て。
そう。
いや。
それは。それはも。なん頼む？はーい。 前のお客さんがね、ここに来る前に豚骨ラーメンば食べてきたって。
ひょっとして。
なんぎゃ？
何？
だって匂いが。
どうだ？ああ、
それは。
それじゃあ。ああ、
こっちお願い。キルさん、今日もあり。
いらっしゃいませ。
会いに来てくれ。なん頼む？ほんとね。
乾杯。
ね
ああ、
え。そう？
なんだ。
その後。そうや。客の女。
まったく。ちょっと待て。
暴言？
なあ。
そう。それ。なん頼む？はーい。はい。私ね。
え？
うん。
俺もだ。
そう。
ちょっと待て。
なんで？
どうだ？
教えてくれ。
ああ、
こっちお願い。キルさん、今日もありが。
いらっしゃいませ。
すまなかった。
ちょっとそこのおっさん、殴らせろや。やってやるか。
会いたかったっちゃ。
はい。
なんて？
じゃあな。
じゃあ帰るけんね。
いらっしゃいませ。
桐生さん、いつもありがとう。桐生さんだけやけんね。えー、っとなん頼む？ゴールドバいただきました。
乾杯。なんだ。
この前
あ
あん時
あ、なるほど。
そのことみんなには。
いや、
なら言っちゃ。
あ、
それが電話も出てくれんで、メールしてもお返事も。
なんだ。
相談に
いや、
ほんとね。
さあな。それじゃ
ほんとね。
あ、あ
ほんとに
あ、そうだな。
なんか楽しバテン。なん頼む？はーい。はい。は
なんだ。
あ、
それじゃあ。
このまま。そうや。あのね。
あ、
うちの。
あ、ああ。ああ、
こっちお願い。桐生さん。待っとうけんね。
いらっしゃいませ。
桐生さん。なん頼む？ゴールドバいただきました。
乾杯。
みちゃん。
なんだ。そうか。
もちろん。最近。
おいおい。
でもそれ。
どうだ。
ほら。
ああ。
決めた。
ちょっと待て。
バって。
おいおい。まったく。
ほんとね。なん頼む？はーい。はい。あんね。
そうだな。
ほんと？
あ
やけん。
あ。なんだ。
私も。
そうか。
それもいつ。私。
それじゃあ。
はい
や。
それな。
ん？
振られる。
あ？
それよか。グラスの空いとるやん。飲まんと？はーい。
乾杯。
今月はクリスマス。
おお。
ほんと？私。そう。
おお。
やろう？のんびり。
なあ。
そらそう。
そろそろお時間となりますが。かしこまりました。
キリュウさん。待っとうけん。なんて？
あ。なんちや？おい。じゃあな。 絶対逃げ切ってやる。
お先に失礼。
長いか。
ねえ。え？なんて？ん？
すまんかったかい。
悪かったばい。悪かったばい。もうなんだ考えとうとね。キリュウさん。で、水筒。
いらっしゃいませ。
キリュウさん。なん頼む？ゴールドバいただきました。
乾杯。
お疲れ様。あれから陸産相談室絶好調たい。誤解も解けてゆかちゃんやすみちゃんともすっかり仲直りできたとよ。
そうか。
それもこれ桐生さんも
そうか。
ドーンと聞いちゃい。桐生さんの悩み
おいおい。
なん頼む？はーいはい。桐生さん。ならやっ
そうだな。
おなこつ
おお。なんだ。
カレ
おお。
ー練乳
あ、
そうだ
それじゃあ。
ぜひ食べよか
そうか。あ
こっちお願い。桐生さん待っとけね